There was a friendly but naive king who wed a very nasty queen. The king was loved, but the queen was feared.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Nemeseek, and today we are going to talk about more Resident Evil Reboot movie news. This is actually coming from the source of one of the actors in the film. His name is Chad Rook, and I am very happy that we came across his Instagram page because he posts a lot of cool little teasers, as does some of the other cast and crew, and we'll talk about them in another video because Robbie Amell posted something pretty interesting just tonight, and it'll be a quick video, so we'll probably make that one next. And then I want to do a video on like Lily Gao playing Ada Wong and stuff, but where we got that information is actually from Chad Rook, or at least where I got the information from was from Chad Rook's Instagram page, because they didn't, when they came out and announced the cast, and then like a couple days later they announced, or a week later or something, they announced Donald Logue playing Chief Irons. They also mentioned Chad Rook, who was in an episode of Supernatural, which obviously I'm a huge fan of. I got the Supernatural tattoo there and the tattoos over here. So, you know, he's been on Supernatural before, and he's also been in a couple other awesome things as well. And he is, you know, now going to play in this movie, and they listed him, Deadline listed him as in an unknown role, and Lily Gao was in an unknown role. And I was suspecting she could probably play in a previous video that she might be playing Ada Wong. Turns out that's the case, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But here we're going to talk about Chad Rook and his Instagram account and some of the information we got from there and some of the fun little teasers he's posting on there, which are awesome. And the character he's playing, which is Richard Aiken.
Richard! What happened? You're wounded.
This whole place is a killing zone. There are monsters.
What did this to you?
A big snake. And it had to be poisonous.
Poisonous? Richard, hold on.
Bring me serum. I saw some, but didn't bring any.
I'll go and get it, okay? You're gonna make it.
Thanks.
And some of you might know Richard if you're not a hardcore Resident Evil fan, but if you've been watching these videos, for the few of you that have, thank you so much for doing that. Feel free to spread the word. If you have other Resident Evil fans in your life, you know, and you want to bring them to this channel, please do, because we're going to obviously continue following this movie and the production of this movie, just like we do Venom on the Venom Vlog channel. So hopefully we'll, you know, grow a small audience here as well. So Chad is playing Richard Aiken, who we talked about a couple times. In one episode in particular, we talked about the Marvel Comics is like prequel issue. So when Resident Evil came out in 1996, there was a prequel comic book that came out with it that was published by Marvel Comics. And it was a prequel story that shows you Wesker working with a mysterious person from Umbrella to, you know, get the Alpha team ready to go into the Arklay Mountains. And then it cuts back to Richard and what he's seeing at the Arklay Mountains, leading all the way up to him being bit by the snake, and then him coming across like Chris and Jill and stuff, you know, so it kind of acts as a precursor to those events. And it shows his night that he spent alone in the Spencer mansion, trying to solve puzzles and stuff, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of a focus on Richard. So the fact that Richard's going to get some moments in this movie and they got a great actor to play him, I'm very excited. So let's, you know, here's a picture of Chad from, you know, from just random from his IMDb I saw, I think, or someone posted us on Twitter, I think too. But he's been posting some fun things just on his Instagram, and I first found out about him through Biohazard Declassified. So once again, I'll put a link to them down below, and also to Chad Rook's, you know, his Instagram down below, so you can check out some of the posts we're going to go through today. So first, Biohazard Declassified posted this, and they said, here's some cool Instagram teasers from Chad Rook, who will be playing Richard Aiken in the new Resident Evil Reboot movie. So this is how I found out which character he was playing, was from this post on December 2nd. But then when I went to his page, I saw some of his updates, and he posted one update that said who Lily Gao was playing. So that was how I found out how Lily Gao, you know, who she was playing in the movie. So this is pretty neat. The first image, though, that they put up here, it says, this one's for the Resident Evil fans. Yours sincerely, Richard Aiken. And it's this shot of shotgun shells. Now, if you remember in the Resident Evil video game, for those of you who are fans, Richard Aiken kind of rocks the assault rifle shotgun, like the heavy duty shotgun, sorry. And that is like, you know, does more damage. It carries less bullets, but it does more damage. Here we go. Movie time with Seek. It's a really good concept. Would be fun. I don't watch a ton of movies, so it would be really rare. Oh.
Payback time.
What the? Oh no! Shit! Fuck you, Richard! Damn, Richard! That threw me way off. I was ready to run around that thing to, like, fight, and Richard comes in. I'm like, oh, so I let my hand off the controller, and then I just didn't react fast enough. Son of a bitch. So I got bit, man. I'm poisoned. Good. Eat Richard. Fuck you, Richard. And so that's kind of the weapon you find from Richard if you fight the shark. You know, in one point of the game with Chris, that's where Richard will die, and you'll get the shotgun there after you kill the sharks. Or earlier in the game, if you're playing as Jill, he could die being bit by the giant snake. Jan is the name of the snake, and Neptune is the name of the shark. And we'll probably do some episodes on some of the creatures coming up once we find out more of who and what creatures are in the movie. But if Richard's here, I'm wondering, since this movie so far seems very faithful in an adaptation, you know, he's going to have to die by one of those creatures. he's either going to get bit by the snake or eaten by the shark, maybe, I'm thinking. So we'll see. But here he has these shotgun shells, and they're labeled. Now, I don't know if he actually posted this. I didn't personally see this Instagram story with my own eyes, so I can't verify this. I can verify this image where it's just the bullets, because he posted that on his regular Instagram account, not in the stories. But apparently he did a version like this in the stories that lists the monsters on the shotgun shells. So one of them says huge ass shark, which is Neptune. And then there's Neptune is like the main shark, and then there's two other sharks. So you have Neptune, huge ass shark, Jan, big effing snake, which are the same thing, obviously. And then Crimson. Now, the Crimson thing was neat because obviously that is the Crimson Head zombies from the Resident Evil Remake video game, which are when you kill a regular zombie, it falls to the ground. If you didn't blow off its head or light it on fire, it can come back as like a super zombie, almost like a 28 days later rage zombie. Because you have to get back to Richard in like a very short amount of time. But I also don't want this guy coming back. Oh, shit. Oh, well. Well, so much for that plan. There you go, guys. Super zombie. Boy, was he fast. Boy, was he fast. Doesn't mean we're going to see all these things in the movie. It's just him, I think, having fun with this post. And again, I can't verify that he actually posted this version with the names on him. I can only verify that he posted the version without the names on him. But maybe he did do this one too. I don't know. But then there's also this Instagram story, which has the cover art from the first video game, which is also the cover art of the prequel comic book too. And it says, when you realize that your character is on the original Resident Evil game cover, and you just finished shooting the movie and that scene, which is pretty cool. So yes, that character on the cover there is Richard Aiken on the original cover, and that's why he's on the prequel comic book cover too. So yeah, and then so he's saying he's holding the shotgun there. So pretty cool. I like what he's posting and stuff. He seems like a really nice guy, and he seems like a hard worker. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Jared Bankins. Jared Bankins is a young man who we talk about a lot on the Venom vlog, who is, you know, great actor, up and coming actor, has been in a lot of movies. And whenever he's not filming a movie that he's been hired to film, he'll go make his own movies. So here's a shot of Chad Rook on the set of something he's doing, like a set, like he put my home away from home, #set life. And it shows him, I think, filming something about, I think it's about the devil. And it's something of his own that he's working on with friends and stuff. But it's cool because it's a horror set. It looks like it's something that could be in Resident Evil with the chains and stuff. I was like, oh, that could be a Lisa Trevor room or something. But this is actually him doing something original and outside of, you know, a franchise and stuff. So I like that. Jared Bankins did that too. He went and filmed like an indie film with his friends and did something really awesome that I can't wait to review for you guys as soon as I get the word that I'm allowed to. So Chad Rook reminds me a lot of Jared Bankins. Very good work ethic. And whenever they're not busy with a project, they go make their own project, which is awesome. But if you go back to all the way back to October 9th, you'll see that Chad Rook has been posting teasers for his hints that he's going to be in Resident Evil. So he posted a picture of the Umbrella Corporation logo with the tag "shh" on it, don't tell anyone, but I might be involved with something Resident Evil related. And people were trying to guess, what are you involved with? What's going on? And he's like, I can't say. And then on I think it was like a week or two later, he posted, if you know, you know. If you don't, you will. Announcement coming soon. And I noticed that him and Robbie and some of the other people on the cast, that's what they've been posting. If you know, you know. And I kind of like that because it's like, hey, if you're a fan, you get what I'm about to do. He posts an RPD logo on there, which is pretty cool. The one that's on Leon's vest. So I thought that was great. I like seeing that. Then he posted on October 29th, just 2 days before Halloween, he posted this. If you know, you know. If you don't, you will. Huge casting announcement coming soon. I still can't believe it. And there's the Spencer Mansion entrance hallway, like the main room, the Spencer Mansion, when you walk in, the entranceway. And it says coming soon with the C and S as red letters, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was awesome. And then, of course, like a week after that, about a week or so after that, and on November 2nd, we get the Deadline article. So he shared that and posted that on there about Donald Logue being on the cast, joining the cast along with himself, Chad Rook, and Lily Gao, who now we know is playing, she's playing Ada Wong, but in this article, it doesn't list what roles they're playing. And obviously, Chad has been in The Flash and other great shows that I also watch. And Lily's been in The Handmaid's Tale. So great actors. I mean, this movie has a great cast. Honestly, it has a really great cast. So I'm really freaking excited. And then he posted this image, which is the whole cast. And so you have, Chris Redfield going down the line. You have, Claire Redfield, Wesker, Birkin, Jill, Leon, him, Chad as Richard Aiken, Donald Logue as Chief Irons, and Lily as Ada. So this is how I found out Lily was playing Ada, was from this post on November 2nd. So even though the Deadline article said that Lily and Chad weren't announced at what roles they were playing, this came out, like this image came out. And I was like, okay, cool. So now that's how I knew who she was playing. And then again on November 5th, he posted from the Resident Evil 2 remake, the Welcome to Raccoon City sign, home of Umbrella. So I have that image up there too. Finally heading to one of my favorite places in the world. Have you been? And I like that he's being fun with these posts. He's clearly a fan. He talks when people ask him questions, he answers the best he can without spoiling. But people ask him, like, were you a fan of this franchise? And he's like, absolutely. He's like, I've been playing since I was a teenager. And that's awesome because I've been playing. I was born in 1982, and I don't know if Chad was or not, but I know that, he's clearly, grew up and played Resident Evil around the same time I did and seems like a huge fan like I am. And like I said, it's always been a dream of mine to write a Resident Evil movie. I wrote a spec script called Domicile that I was trying to pitch around for a while after my horror script in Asia picked up. And it was like, that was gaining some traction. And I was like, okay, like maybe I can pitch something else. But at this point, this movie was already in development. And so was the Netflix show, and the CGI series was already pretty much done. So I was like, okay, well, I guess Resident Evil's covered by people who also clearly love it as well. So yeah, we're getting a lot of Resident Evil content next year, big time. So again, he posted another article from IGN that talks about him, and he even put in quotes from Disturbed, let the bodies, oh no, that wasn't Disturbed, let the bodies hit the floor. I can't remember who the name of that band was. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah, I can't remember who the band name is, but that was like one of their big hits. I said Disturbed, but I know it's not Disturbed. So he posted that, and he's like, Resident Evil, baby. So clearly he's super excited. He also used the hashtag origin story and the hashtag the way it should be. So you can tell that he, I think, maybe shares some of the criticisms that fans have of the previous movies. Like, I'm sure he doesn't have anything against them. Like, I don't have anything against them. They exist and they're fine. And they casted a net that was a little wider than some of the video games were able to reach. And they did pull in new fans for the Resident Evil franchise. But now those fans who have come on from the Milla Jovovich movies and the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, now they can hopefully see what might be something way more accurate to the games and see why us fans of the games love the games so much. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Is the director of this keeps saying, this is a horror movie and it's going to be scary, and it's going to be as scary as I can make it. And if it has these great characters in it from the games, and it has some of the iconic monsters, like, that's what I love about Resident Evil. I grew up watching horror, and I'm a big fan of like Romero, and I grew up in the Pittsburgh area, and where zombies were kind of a big thing up there. I went to the cemetery from Night of the Living Dead. I went to the mall from, Dawn of the Dead. Like, I grew up in that area, and I've always been attached to movie monsters. Like, Creature of the Black Lagoon is my favorite movie creature of all time, but I also love Jason Voorhees, and Lisa Trevor is kind of the video game character that I am most drawn to in the Resident Evil franchise from the remake. And she's going to be in this movie, and we talked about her in a previous episode. And I'm super excited because she has a very classic horror movie monster feel to her, tragic origin and background, and but very disgusting and dangerous. And I love it. I love this stuff. I love this genre. So yeah, Chad posted this image of his like trailer saying "My home away from home," #SetLife, #Raccoon City. So I really love that. And when people comment things, he responds. He's like, "Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for sharing my passion," and I just love seeing his passion. He gets to play a character named Richard Aiken, which, he's very heroic in the video game. Like, Richard doesn't have a lot to do in the video games, but he is very heroic in it. He sacrifices himself to save others. No matter which story or path you choose in the game, because there's multiple paths and stories, but in most cases, he sacrifices himself so that Jill and Chris can live. And I mean, come on, who doesn't want to play a hero like that? Like, that's awesome. So again, he posted Raccoon City, I Need a Vacation. He posted another RPD logo there. Night Shoots. So he posted this late at night on November 8th. Then he posted this one, The Game's All Here, and with a winky sign. What's curious about this is he posted this picture in particular, which has Wesker, Chris, Jill, and Richard on the end. But between Jill and Richard is Barry Burton. And we have not heard about any casting for Barry Burton or if he's in this movie. Where's Barry? We don't know. Is he in this movie or not? But this image, if you read too much into it, it could hint that Barry's in it. Or if you just take it at surface level, he's just posting this because Richard's part of the team here in the image. And that's rare to see Richard along with the other survivors. So I like that he put that on there. And, and fans are commenting, "Can't wait for the movie. This is so awesome." And he's like, "Thank you so much." Then he posted this picture, which is really interesting. Fun hangout with the Res Evil cast. In this picture, we have Jill Valentine, and then next to her is Wesker. And then we have Chad there. And then next to him is Kaya, who plays Claire Redfield. Then you have Yvonne, who plays Leon. And then the two on the end, I don't know. He didn't tag the guy with the beard, so maybe that's Barry. I don't know. But he didn't tag him in the photo. But he did tag this guy, Nathan Dales. So I clicked on Nathan's profile, and I saw that Nathan was part of something called, what was it, Letter to Kenny or something like that? Some little production movie that came out in 2016, I think it was. Letter Kenny, maybe that's what it's called. And Nathan was in it, and so is someone else who's been listed on the cast. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But I was trying to go down a rabbit hole to figure out who these actors are playing. So I was like, "Oh, is Nathan playing?" He kind of looks a little bit like the stunt double who's playing Ben Bertolucci. I'm like, is he playing Ben Bertolucci? Is he playing Brad Vickers? I don't know who he's playing. But he's in the photo, and he's listed as a cast member in Chad's post. So now the speculation could begin. Who is Nathan Dales playing? And who is the guy next to Nathan? And who is he playing? Because he wasn't tagged in the photo, so I couldn't find out who he was. So then we have all that information. I did comment, I think, at one point. I think someone posted on one of the comments, they said, I know what the answer is, but are the zombies cool? And Chad said, some are cool and some are hot. So I don't know if that's another reference to Crimson Heads or if he's just making a joke. But he did also post this, which is the slate for the movie, where we have Johannes Roberts, who is the writer and director of this movie. And then we also have the director of photography, Maxime Alexander, who is he's the director of photography for this movie. And so that's how we found out who the DP was, because I was like, oh, so maybe we'll do that video on that. I'll look more into Maxime's work. We'll see. But I love this. He says, this is what we've all been waiting for and what we all deserve as fans. This is, it's coming. Resident Evil's coming. So I love this. I just love this guy's page. He's so awesome. He seems like such a cool guy. When I even sent him a message tonight, just responding to his latest post, which I'll show in a minute. And I just sent a simple fire emoji, this is so awesome. It's so this is fire. I can't wait to see Richard in this movie. And he responded to it. He hit like on it and was like, he's super cool. He seems like a really nice guy. Man, I would have had it too. I would have had it if I didn't get caught up with that Richard bullshit. Richard, you suck. You suck so bad. Now I'm poisoned because of you, Richard. I'm glad you're dead. What was that line in ooh. That line in what was it, Batman? I'm glad you're dead. Richard, no! Yeah, I love this. He posted his Raccoon City badge, police badge, Special Tactics and Rescue Services. So I know there was one version of STARS that was called Special Tactics and Rescue Squad, but in most versions it's listed as Special Tactics and Rescue Services. So he made that badge there, and then next to it is his police name badge, R. Aiken. So I love that he's able to share these little fun things with us, and he put payback time in quotes, which is great because that's a line from Richard. So I love that this guy knows that much about the character and did this much research, or just, like I said, a fan of the games and just got a dream role of a lifetime for himself, which is cool. I love this. He posted this just yesterday, I think, or the day before. It says it's from his computer in the STARS office, and it says who is Alice? And I love it because there's people in the comments going, well, Alice is Mila Jovovich, and his response is just the facepalm emoji. But I love that's an Easter egg in the movie, that this, potentially is that this little post-it notes on his computer that says who is Alice, and then underneath it says password. So he can remember his password, which is a very Resident Evil thing in the first Red video game. There's like passwords like on post-it notes listed places or in x-rays sometimes. But what I love is it says passwood 123. That's his password. And I was like, why? I was like, does that say passwood or password 123? It says passwood, I believe, because when you go to the next image, he actually has a thing on here that says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Would a woodchuck chuck? Follow up with Joe. So clearly has a woodchuck thing going. I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe that's an inside joke in the movie or something that's just a joke on set and they just did it and put it in here. So it seems like his password is passwood123, which is funny. And then there's also a reference to dogs. It says 12 dogs, 4 for 10, I think it says. Too many dogs, ? So that's pretty funny. That there's referencing that too. And then I posted a comment, something like, I'm covering all your updates on Nemeseek YouTube show this week and next, loving the updates. Thank you so much for having a passion for this role. And he responded like almost instantly with much love. And that's so cool. And then other people commented and said, hey, I'll come check out your YouTube channel. And now we have a few extra subscribers because of that. So that's really awesome. Like, I love the Resident Evil community. I've been wanting to be a more of a part of it for years. And every time I've tried to do a Resident Evil show, I've always just like after 3 or 4 episodes, I gave up, and the Venom thing took off and it just made me push everything to the side. But now we're here, nearing, we're like 20 episodes in already of Nemeseek, and I'm not going to stop this show. I'm going to keep going because I love Resident Evil too much, and I will make time to make this show for you guys. And then the last thing I want to see here is I went to the cast and I saw Darren W. Marinuk, who is listed as playing himself in the movie. He just says self. So maybe that's his character's name, or they're just keeping him a secret. But he was in Letterkenny in 2016, along with Nathan, who we talked about earlier. So these are links that all link to Chad's account. So that's why I'm mentioning them here. But the last thing I want to show, so I don't know who Darren is playing or what role he is, and the fact that we got 2 actors from Letterkenny that are a part of this production, it's kind of neat. Maybe the director is a fan of that, or who knows, maybe Johannes was a part of Letterkenny. I don't know anything about the movie, so I'll have to research it and look into it at some point. So the last thing I want to show you guys is this. This just went up tonight, like not even an hour ago before making this video. It's I just got home from work. It's like midnight, and Chad put this on his Instagram stories. He put payback time and question marks because everyone was asking when he posted the shotgun shell image, hey, are you rocking the shotgun in this movie? So he posted a picture of the assault shotgun, and it says payback time, quote by Richard Aiken, #Resident Evil. So he posted that up, and that's what I responded to with the fire emoji, and almost instantly he liked it back, which was, again, this guy seems really cool. He reminds me a lot of Jared Bankins. Jared Bankins was the first person from the Venom movie that kind of, responded to me and clicked with me. And then we ended up becoming friends, which was really cool. And I get to see some of his stuff that he's working on. And, I'll be reviewing that stuff when it comes out. And I just like supporting the guy. He's super nice to me. He did an intro for our YouTube show for Venom Vlog. He was the first actor to do it. And then Ariadne and a couple other people started jumping on. And Martin Batch Bradford and Ellen Gernstein, and it's been awesome. I couldn't be more blessed. And then we ended up meeting Tom Hardy and Jake Tamori and everyone, and it's awesome. So that took off really well for us on the Venom Vlog channel. So that's what I want to try to not replicate exactly, but just try to have the same energy and spirit here with Resident Evil. So if you guys are liking these videos, I'll try not to make them all this long, but some of the episodes will be this long. Like this we had so much to talk about. Chad Rook's Instagram page, it just is a gift that keeps on giving. So if I have any more updates, I will share them with you guys. But he is wrapped right now. He did make a post saying that Richard Aiken is wrapped for now, he said. So I don't know if he's just, off until they go to the next location and then he'll come back and film. I don't know what's going on, but he just, as of right now, he's wrapped from the movie, and that's all I know. I don't know if it's a permanent wrap or not, but whatever it is, I'm glad this guy's involved. He seems super cool. He seems super passionate about the role, and what more could we ask for as fans? To have someone, we always talk about this with Eddie Brock. It's a character that, sure, we all love him as Venom fans, but some actors probably look down their nose at a role like Venom. But Tom Hardy was like, hey, this is a cool role and a cool character, and my son loves the character. I want to play him. And he committed to that role. Like, he gave more to that role than I think most actors would give to a character like Venom. And that's what I see here. I see, and Jared Bankins gave a lot to the role he played in the movie. And so now we have Chad Rook here, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that from the other characters. We're like other actors. We're going to talk about Robbie Amell coming up in an episode because it's going to be a short video. And he shows us a teaser of something that we might see as props in the movie that are from the video game, which got me really excited. So we'll probably cover that next, and then I'll probably go to bed, and then I'll record the other 3 episodes I want to do later on. So anyway, all this stuff, let me know what you think. Chad Rook, his Instagram link down below. Please go follow this guy. Become a fan of his. He seems like a super cool dude, and he's playing Richard Aiken, which is awesome because Richard Aiken is definitely one of the most heroic and selfless members of the STARS team. Based on what we've seen in the first video game, he's just always there for others, and he always tries to help when he can, and he puts his life on the line to make sure that the others survive. And that's a hero, and definitely, in this world of Res Evil. And there's not a ton of heroes. There's a lot of people that fight in Res Evil, but true heroes, there's a couple of them, and Richard's definitely one of them. So Chad Rook, so nice to meet you, man. Welcome to the family, as they say in Resident Evil 7. It's so cool that this movie's coming out and it looks this accurate, and they have actors that are this passionate. I'm super excited, but I want to know what you think. This is not just about my thoughts, it's about yours too. So let it be known down in the comments below, and we'll continue our conversation as always down there. Thanks for watching the show. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you in the future. Peace. Good. Eat Richard. Fuck you, Richard.